Hello, 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 hello. Look at that. Christy is in town. Watch out. Local squirrels, our local or our favorite squirrel watcher and healer has arrived. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. It is a pleasure to greet you this Monday morning. Today is Monday, November 6th. This year is almost over, and here we are enjoying the slightly cooler weather. I think the weather could still get a little cooler, and I keep my fingers crossed. But here we are. It is November, and all kinds of holidays and celebrations are right around the corner. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you're happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. I had a great weekend. So here we are. As always, we want to welcome those of you who are watching live for the first time. If that is you, please feel free to add the word new to your comment, and we'll be so happy to give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if you have something really important to share, or you're looking for a reaction or an opinion on something, it always helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. Otherwise, we'll just assume that you're having a lovely back and forth among yourselves. Today, we have a couple of important celebrations to acknowledge. A market and a dance troupe celebrated an anniversary in the recent past. And there's interesting reaction from locals to the Katrina and the fact that the local government would choose to spend money on the Katrina and not to continue to address the needs of the city. It's a complicated issue, and we'll see how you feel about that. We'll see how locals feel about that in just a second. So let's dive into the news and see what's out there. And yes, as I mentioned, the Emiliano Zapata Market just celebrated 51 years of history. This is one of the pretty markets in the city. And by that, I don't mean to say that there are not so pretty markets. They're all pretty. But the Emiliano Zapata Market is very, very beautiful. It's not the largest, but it is very cute. It is located on Lázaro Cárdenas Street. So if you continue walking Lázaro Cárdenas all the way almost to the end of the Colonia, you will find the market there. It is across the street from a couple of other stores and a produce store. So it is a great place for locals and people that live here year round to get their groceries and to get essentials. So if you haven't checked out the market, feel free to check it out. It is a wonderful source of food and other stuff for many. And that's it. Congratulations to the market. But then here's the one that I was really amused to read. Apparently, Tribuna de la Bahía, the local paper, went out to ask a bunch of people, well, how do you feel about the Katrina? And should the city be investing in Katrinas, or should the city be investing in what a city is supposed to do? which is take care of the city. Well, wouldn't you know it, just about everyone that was polled, according to the news note that I read, preferred to have the city fixed. Now, I get it. I get it. The tourism thing is really important, but in drawing the line between one and the other is complicated. If you ask me, of course, I would prefer the city to address city needs. But if the Katrina is so important and all these tourism um, pursuits are so important, I just wish the government would find a way to measure the success of these things so that we can have a better appreciation of whether, perching the Catrina on the Malecon is making a difference or not. Somebody reached out to me, by the way, well, there was a comment. There was a comment on one of the posts. Somebody asked, "Well, we're coming in a few days. Do you know how long it's going to be up?" And my answer was, "I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they'll usually keep it up for the rest of the month, or at least half of the month, and then all the efforts and all the money and all the funding that went into the Katrina gets stored, gets put away so that they can make room for the Christmas decorations." And that's another point of discussion. But again, it's not for me to decide. It's just for me to bring these things up so that you can think about them and so that you can talk about it, I suppose. Okay, moving right along. Let's take a look at our weather just to see what's going on out there. There are some clouds in the sky, says Snarky Weatherman. Also, a few predator drones. Ouch. Okay. But look at it. It's 28 degrees right now. Humidity is down to 60%, and that is a good thing. That's a good number for Puerto Vallarta. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 83 at present time. Our weather forecast for today says it's going to be humid with partly cloudy skies throughout the day. A high of 31 and a low of 21. Tuesday, humid and with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. A chance of, why are we talking about chance of rain? The hurricane season is over. High of 31 and low of 21. And then Wednesday, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day. Oh, it does say there's a chance of rain of 46%. Well, we'll have to see. The high of 32 and a low of 22. And that is what we have for weather. Moving right along, another celebration, another anniversary. The very successful Vallarta Azteca dance troupe turned 20. The dance troupe is based on a local university and has very successfully represented Puerto Vallarta through a lot of international tours, going to countries such as Canada, Cuba, Argentina, Poland, Spain, Italy, Ecuador, Germany, Peru, France, and so forth. And not only has this dance troupe endeavored to represent Puerto Vallarta in all these international tours, they've also endeavored to continue the tradition of dance by opening the school to new generations. So if you haven't had a chance to see Vallarta Azteca, I strongly recommend if you get the opportunity, they dance on the Malecon on occasion. And this is not the same dance troupe as the one that is run by Profe Barrios, which is the Xutla. And I understand the Xutla dance troupe is still in operation here in Puerto Vallarta. We haven't heard much news about the Xutla in a while. But these are the two dance troupes in town that we can enjoy doing folkloric dancing out and about. The inauguration of the new Maya train is approaching, and folks out there are beginning to inquire about the actual route, the stops, and how long it will take to travel. What we know is that the train will travel through 1,554 kilometers of track throughout Mexico's southeast territory in the Yucatan Peninsula. It will pass through 40 municipalities and 181 towns, and will have 20 stations and 14 additional stops, and it will take approximately 9 hours to do the entire route nonstop, or that is, of course, the current estimation. The question will be, of course, if it's going to work anything like the Copper Canyon train, where you pay a certain amount and you can get off the train and spend a few days in a place and then get on the train again and have that kind of a liberty to go uh, and spend some time off the train and then continue your journey. But we'll have to wait for that to happen. In the meantime, I did spot this incredible because it's unexpected, um, feature on Facebook on what it's like to travel through the Copper Canyon during the winter months. And you don't expect to see a lot of snow in Mexico, but here we go. I actually decided I would embiggen some of these photos. I would enlarge them for you to appreciate. And yes, this is the beautiful and very scenic train that goes through the Copper Canyon here in Mexico. And it is definitely something that has been in my bucket list. In this particular photo, I've seen that spot when it has no snow, and of course the part on the left that is grayed out, it's not that it's grayed out, it is a very, very deep canyon with lots of fog. So that is a fascinating, different view than what you get during the summer months. Here's another one of a snowy spot along the route, and a last photograph where we can see the train going through snowed out territory. Again, there are some charms in doing the route during the spring and the summer, but then there's definite charm in doing the route during the winter months as well. And almost last but not least, there is a visible comet approaching the Earth. It will go around our orbit in two different occasions. It will first cross through our orbit near April 21st of 2023, but it will be even closer 2 months later, around July 2nd of next year. The last time this particular comet approached the Earth was in 1954, and it won't approach our planet again until 2095. So if you enjoy looking up to the heavens, this might be an interesting sight, as the article did state that it would be visible here in Mexico. Let's hope it doesn't get too close to the planet, of course. And last but not least, not meaning to be a pest, but hey, this is what we do. We promote our own things. And tomorrow is my opera presentation. If you've been to any of my music appreciation presentations, you know that we try to have a light and humored approach to everything we discuss. And tomorrow we talk about opera. It should be a lot of fun. So if you have nothing better to do tomorrow afternoon, I hope you will consider joining us at the Joint Hotel at 5 o'clock. It will be a blast. How do I know? Well, because you'll be there and I will be there as well. And speaking of blast, let's see what you cluster members are up to this morning. It is always a pleasure to read all your good mornings and the occasional good afternoon as well. Although I understand that the United States went through a time switch, I wonder if it's still good afternoon in Boston. David is saying good morning, so Boston must be on the morning side again. Let's see what we have. Do. I see lots of good mornings and lots of great comments from friends. I see people flying down this time next week. Can't wait. Tim, I hope you have a great trip. And I see a cue from Jonathan. Yippee. We in the Central Time Zone are now in sync with PB time until March 10. That is good to know. Again, Mexico stopped having these time changes with the exception of our border states. Let's see what else we have. Logan comments on the Katrina and how traffic has really slowed down southbound through Centro as everyone slows down to rub her neck. Well, I don't know about rubbing her neck, but yes, I've noticed in a couple of occasions lately when I've had to go into town, into Emiliano Zapata, and I've gone through El Centro, people do stop and gawk, so traffic has been a little questionable. Let's see what else we have. Yes, you can do both. The Katrina brings tourism money and use that for repairs around the city. I totally get that, Rod. I totally get that. I just wish the city was more transparent and more eloquent with explaining how they do what they do and why they do what they do. That's all I'm saying. I don't think I'm even ready to have a proper answer on that one. Let's see what else we have. My daughter told me the other day that she's interested in coming down for Dia de los Muertos after seeing all of the pictures. Again, that is a great thing, and I get it. I just wish there was a way to measure all this stuff, because if there was a way to measure all this stuff in an effective way, then we wouldn't be having these questions. Let's see what else. Interesting. El Chepe is amazing, but the adventure park doesn't let you zip line in the winter. Well, I'm sure I would not be the only person not particularly interested in zip lining, but that's okay. I'm sure other people would like to. Let's see. What else we have? Here's a cue from Gina. What can't I miss? Well, that is an open-ended question, Missy. You cannot miss your concert with Diana Krall in Guadalajara this coming Wednesday. What else can you not miss? I don't know. I certainly hope you won't miss the meet and greet that we're going to have at your restaurant in a week. Let's see what else we have. I think we are pretty much at the end of your comments. So as always, I thank you for joining me this morning for Coffee and Headlines. I thank you for your questions, your ideas, and your suggestions. And I hope you will have an amazing week this week, or at the very least, I hope you'll have a wonderful Monday. And I hope, as always, that you'll stay kind, that you'll stay happy, that you'll be excited for being here, and that we will get together again soon. I'm going to be here tomorrow. I hope you are too. Have a great day.